So what we're trying to do is to figure out how you can bring the whiskers of the dog back and make sure that they show up. So let me just share my screen. We'll show you what I'm talking about. Here's my dog picture. Good dog. What we're trying to do is get rid of the background, have a new background. As you can see, that second layer show up, but keep those little whiskers that are just right there. They're a little trick. You can imagine you wouldn't want to draw a pen tool around those, but we've got kind of a neat way that we can figure out how to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my quick selection tool here and go, give me the dog. And because I've got pretty good separation between the green of the background and the brown of the dog, it does a pretty good job making that selection. I got a little problem right there. I gotta get rid of that. So pretty good though. So I might go back and fuss with that a little bit, but there's pretty good. So then what I can do is say, remove the background in here or make a mask. So I'll do the remove background and it says, there you go. Cool. So there's my layers, dog, mask, background. But sadly, tragically, no whiskers. Boo. So what we're going to do is on the dog layer, we know that those whiskers are right there. So I'm just going to use my lasso tool, circle around there, just make sure I've captured more or less the space within which those whiskers are. And then I'm going to, maybe I'll feather that a little bit, control feather, maybe that's a 10 pixel feather. Pretty high res image, so I can get away with 10 pixels. And then what I'm going to do is say layer, new layer via copy. I want to make sure I'm copying the dog layer and not the background layer. And what I end up with is this little blob, 10 pixel feather of the dog and the green background. I don't want the green background, but now I've got control over just that one little spot. So I'm going to go back to my blending modes. We looked at this before. We always used multiply. That's what multiply does. We don't want to make it darker. We want to make it lighter. We want those light whiskers to show against the background. Look at that, lighten right there. And then if you said, well, yeah, it's cool, but I don't like the way that other things are happening, I can get into the levels command like we did before and play with how light or dark that shows up. I can change the way that the darks work and the lights work. Or I could come in here with my eraser tool, lives right there, and set that to, low hardness, like zero hardness, and maybe a size of about 50 or 60 pixels, and just come in here and kind of erase the parts of the green background that are showing up. You can see it's cleaning that up just a little bit. So I would be pretty happy with that if I did something like that and got the dog on that beautiful background with its whiskers. Thanks. See you.